Guys,
Yeah.
can I add this girly really like her?
Aw, how cute. Sure.
Bro, only she's cute if you get what I mean.
Hayden, that's ridiculous, man. You are going out. Don't ever be like that again.
I'll just add her.
Hey guys, Jordan has told me a lot about you guys.
Ooh, British, love that.
I also love you notably and your accent.
Smooth but number as Jordan has probably told you guys, and him are talking so ashes mate that's kinda crappy. So shut up.
Make me cutty.
OMG, shut up.
I'm just kidding, guys.
Babe, stop. You're kinda hurting me feelings. You're flirting with another girl. Please stop.
Babe,
Yes, honey. Man, shut up.
Carl, I am so sorry that you have to date that pig.
Let's go watch a movie to lighten up mood. Who's with me?
I agree. Hayden, shut up. Well, Jalen must have hurt him calling him a pig.
I am going to go get the popcorn.
Same. Jail,
Yes, Kyle?
can you do me a favor?
Yeah, sure, I guess. What is it you want?
Can you flirt with Hayden because he is flirting with you? I just need to know how far he will go.
Okay, I'll go now. Keep making the popcorn and call Jaden in so he doesn't see anything BC. He will overreact.
Okay. Jaden.
What?
Hey,
Oh, hi, Jail.
the other two are gone, so want to start watching movie.
I would be down. Leans in for a kiss. Jail.
I knew it.
Girl, I was playing like you told me. Why did you do that?
Why did you kiss him?
Shut the hell up, Jordan.
Jordan.
Why did you just kiss her?
him?
What should we all do? It's got very awkward very fast.
Well, I think me and Kayla should not be together.
But why? I mean, I did nothing wrong. You're the one who kissed Jail.
But you kissed Jaden. Guys, get over yourselves. Will kissed someone we shouldn't have kissed.
Hayden,
Hum?
can I talk to you alone?
Yeah?
This is going to sound really cringe and childish. I think me and you.
What?
My god, you know what I mean.
I mean, sure, but what about the others?
Are you blind? You can clearly tell they like each other too.
What did you guys talk about?
Well, you are and me and Hayden think taught me and him should.
You what? Be together.
What?
I knew you guys didn't like each other back. I told you. I'm sorry, guys, I just love her.
Story time on how me and my dad walked into my mom sleeping with my brother. Yes, his and hers biological son. She actually took his virginity away, child. All right, let me set the scene for y'all. I was 18 at the time and my brother was 16. My parents were together, so we lived with both parents. Me and my brother went to the same school, but I was in the girls' basketball team, so I would always stay after school and he would take the bus home. My mom would be home by the time my brother got home. 3 to 4 hours by the time my basketball practice was over, my dad would be getting off of work, so he would pick me up and we would go home together. So that was basically our routine as a family. But one day this routine changed because I sprained my ankle. I called my dad and he immediately left work to come and get me. My ankle wasn't too bad, but my coach wanted to send me home to be on the safe side to make sure I heal. Well, that night changed me and my dad's lives forever once we opened that door. Like for part 2. Part 2 on how me and my dad walked into my mom sleeping with my brother. So like I said, this day I sprained my ankle, so my dad left his job early and picked me up. And again, my ankle wasn't too bad, but my coach wanted to send me home just so I can heal and not make it worse by putting pressure on it. Regardless, once me and my dad got home, everything changed. Once we walked into the house, we immediately heard, weird sounds. We looked at each other and confirmed that, yeah, that's definitely moaning. My dad immediately thought my mom was cheating, but we just didn't know with who. The moaning was coming from my parents' room, which was just, why? At least have respect for the bed. Anywho, I limped my way over to the door with my dad. My dad opened up the door and my mom was on top of my brother, literally riding that pony. And the war began. Like for part 3. Part 3 on how me and my dad walked into my mom sleeping with my brother. So like I said, my dad opened up the door and my mom was on top of my brother riding that pony. It was disgusting. My jaws dropped. My mom jumped off covering herself, and my brother sat up shaking. My dad went off. He went straight for my mom and grabbed her, yelling, "What the fuck are you doing in bed with our son?" Not gonna lie, my dad was so angry he put his hands on my mom. My mom fell to the ground crying, saying, "I'm so sorry." Then my dad turned around and beat my brother's behind. My brother ran to the room, and I'm just still standing there in shock. I grew a hatred for my mom that day. My dad started yelling at my mom, saying how she's taking advantage of their son, how he's a minor, and all she did was cry. All of a sudden, I don't know what came over me, but I called my mom a stupid, dirty whore. And the war continued, like for part 4. Part 4 on how me and my dad walked in on my mom sleeping with my brother. So like I said, my mom was on the floor crying while my dad was yelling at her for taking advantage of their son. And at the time, I hated my mom so much I called her a few less than kind words. And she had the audacity to get up and tell me not to speak to her that way. I then called her the B word, the FB word, and the W word, and it was on. She rushed at me trying to hit me, but I ended up pushing her to the floor. Then she fell to the ground saying, "How could you put your hands on your mother?" And my dad responded, "How could you put that cat on your son?" She walked into that one. Anywho, let's fast forward to the legal things. That same night, my dad called the cops on my mom and they came to our house. And they, of course, arrested my mom. Like for part 5 to find out what was her charges and what happened to my brother. Part 4 on how me and my dad walked in on my mom sleeping with my brother. So like I said, my mom was on the floor crying while my dad was yelling at her for taking advantage of their son. And at the time, I hated my mom so much I called her a few less than kind words. And she had the audacity to get up and tell me not to speak to her that way. I then called her the B word, the FB word, and the W word, and it was on. She rushed at me trying to hit me, but I ended up pushing her to the floor. Then she fell to the ground saying, "How could you put your hands on your mother?" And my dad responded, "How could you put that cat on your son?" She walked into that one. Anywho, let's fast forward to the legal things. That same night, my dad called the cops on my mom and they came to our house. And they, of course, arrested my mom. Like for part 5 to find out what was her charges and what happened to my brother. Story time on how I sent my nudes to my dad. I'm talking full, clear, tunnel vision to my cat child. Just know this story ends with me getting my behind beat. So I was 17 at the time, and I had a boyfriend who was also 17, and we've been together for 1 year. We were in the same grade, but we always had different classes, so I usually seen him during lunch. My parents were super strict and religious, so we had to keep our relationship on the low. So my boyfriend always asked me to send him nudes, but I never had the guts to send it to him. One day over the phone, me and my boyfriend had a heart-to-heart, and he told me that he would never break my trust and that I can trust him with everything. So I decided I was going to surprise him for his birthday and send him the, The night before his birthday, I decided I was going to send him the nudes exactly at 12 a.m. Biggest mistake ever. Like for part 2. Part 2 on how I sent my nudes to my dad. Like I said, I decided to surprise my boyfriend with the for his birthday. When the clock struck midnight was when exactly I was going to send the pictures and wish him a happy birthday. On my phone, my boyfriend name was David with a red heart emoji, and my dad was under dad with the 2 pink heart emojis. 2 very different contacts, but at the same time, way too close. I took the pictures with nothing on. I'm talking full birthday suit. I bent down in front of that mirror, legs wide open, and one in a bed with my selfie stick. I was literally so anxious that I didn't even realize what happened. When I went to go text my boyfriend, my dad texted me. I thought I just swiped up the message to get it out my way, but instead I hit the message. So once I hit the message, it switched me from texting my boyfriend to texting my dad. If you have an iPhone, you know exactly what I mean. But anyways, I didn't realize that I was texting my dad, so I went and sent the nudes. Once I found out, I literally wanted to die. Like for part 3.